to my channel Learn Tech. This is Sandeep Cole here. I hope you all will be doing good. Now today's video which we are going to see is on the setup of Docker. We will understand how basically the Docker how basically the Docker contains multiple containers, multiple images, how they are set up, what basically each component in Docker means. That is what we are going to see. Now if you understand, some of you might have earlier also worked with Remedy. So in Remedy we had a setup something like this, where we used to install it, considering it's a Windows environment or it's a Linux environment. So we used to have a setup where these files for BMC will be installed on a particular location. So if you go here, for example, in my case it is installed in here. So this is my Apache Foundation, this is my BMC software, and my server is installed here. Now in case I need to access my server log, I can go here in AR server DB and I can access my AR server log. Similarly, I can access my other files. Now when we moved in Helix, what BMC did, they moved all of these things into the containers, into the images, and then we used to have those images in containers in the Docker. Now how we'll understand those same components in that particular setup. This is what we are going to see. Now if you can see here I can directly log on to a server. This is my Windows server, and also it can be a Linux server from where I can access it, and then I can go to the particular directory, and then I will be able to see these files. Now the same is not applicable when you are having a Docker, because before going on to this, we need to understand how the Docker works. Basically it's basically a set of images. These images are set up in your environment, and then these are loaded, and then you will have a running instance. We will see that, and then how you can access basically this DB folder. This is what we are going to see. Okay, so I have a Docker setup where I have installed my Innovation Studio, and that is my local sandbox. Now similar concept will be applicable if you go to a server. If you are using Kubernetes, then the process is a little different, but overall the concept is same. How an image is loaded, how containers work, this is what we are going to see. Now let me head back to my Docker setup. Now see here, when your Docker is installed, let me go to the main point. So when Docker is installed, and then when you will process your images, so see, I have already defined a video where I have clearly instructed how to download a Docker setup, how to download your BMC images, and then how to load them. There's a detailed video I have already done in my channel, and I'll give the link in the description. You can go there, and you can, if you do not know how to set up this, you can go through that video, and then you can set up your Docker. Now today's video is basically not on that. It is on how the Docker system is set up, how the containers and files are built in the Docker system, and what is the meaning of each and every component. Now there are two important things when you go to a Docker. So one is containers, and we have images. Now we need to understand what are basically containers and what are basically images. Now if we understand it in this way, for example, I have a, let's say I have a software. Okay, so what I do basically, let's say I need to give this software to 3 people to use, but all of them are requesting me their personal instance. Okay, let's take an example of cloud. If we understand in cloud, so let's say I have a software which is hosted on cloud. Now if let's say I need to give this to 3 people, what I will do, I will have 3 instances of this software, right? I will upload these 3 instances onto the cloud, and then I will give these basically access of these 3 instances to these 3 people. So all of them are using the same software, but they have their own instance. So this is what we have also in Helix. So BMC has a software, it gives it to one customer, and then the other customer also has the same instance, but it gives them the privilege of having their own setup where they can modify, make changes, customize, and fit it to their business needs, right? So same process is applicable in the Docker. So for example, we have containers. So now container is basically your running instance. This is the setup which I have given to these 3 people, what they are running. So if we understand in this way, that images is your file setup. It's a file system. These are your installed software. So this is where your all files and setup will remain. For example, in case of, let's say, AR server, if I go here in AR server, so I'll get all these configuration for AR server. So this is the place where my AR server files and other components are residing in my Docker, and this gives me the location where it is basically put what is the version of AR server. For example, in this case it is 23 and 304 is the your patch number, or basically the version of AR server. Right now, if I need to run this AR server in a Docker, so what I do is I run it as a container. Now in my case, because I cannot have only AR server running, I need all these components. So people who are familiar with Remedy, they know that we have reconciliation engine, we have mid-tier, we have email engine, we have these other components which is for RKM for knowledge management, then you have reports plugin. So these are all basically components which are required for my entire Remedy suite to work. Now I cannot have them individually running and then working. I need to make them all of these components to run, so that I can do my I can access my Remedy system. So now see, in existing setup, for example, if I go here in my server, so here also if I go to services, I have all these components, right? I have BMC Remedy server, I have email engine, I have Flashboard server, I have mid-tier. So then also I have Apache. These are all services which are running, because of which I can access my server, I can access my AR system, I can access my components, I can access ITSM or all the modules in ITSM. Now same is applicable here in the Docker. If I go to the Docker, so in the Docker, these all components are loaded. These are the running instances of your images. So these images are basically your setups, or I would say consider this as a VM. So this is your let's say I need to install a VM on my system. Okay, what I will do, I will download an image. For example, let's say I have a if I go here in my downloads, so I have one setup. For example, I have an Ubuntu. Sorry, I cannot. Yeah. So let me see if I'm not able to search it. Wait, sorry, it's in my downloads. So let's say this image, I have this image, right? Consider this as your images, what you have here in the Docker. So this is your image, right? Now if I need to run this Ubuntu on my VM, what I will do, I will open my VM, and I will I will open my VM, and then I will run this. For example, in this case I am running this Windows instance, right? Sorry. So similarly in the Docker, I have these images. They are loaded in the Docker itself, because Docker loads these images in its setup. It places them in a particular directory, and then from that it loads them as a containers. So once these containers are running, you can see here, if I take any container, for example, I'll say AR server. So this gives you the control for accessing this AR server component, and what is basically currently, whether it is running, it is stopped, that is something it gives you here. So if currently this is running, if it is stopped, it will show something like this, because I had started this separately. This is coming outside. Now if I go here in the AR server, I will if I will say stop, it will stop my AR server. Now let's say I need to access the files. I need to access what I was earlier talking about, that DB directory in the AR server. Now here I cannot directly go in here in the images, so I cannot see the existing instance. What I need to go to the containers, which is the running version of my images. I'll go to AR server. This is applicable to all the components you have here. So you can click here, click on view details. It will take you to this place where it will show you the log. It will show you the running log on the terminal. You can also directly go to this directory. You can also access this directory. There is a way you can directly go to this particular directory. If you go here in the bind mouse section, you will see here, this is the place where this log is stored. Now if I click it, it will take me to this particular directory, and here I can access my log file in case I want to access my log manually as a file. But otherwise, if I go back to the Docker, it will give me this log on the terminal itself. I can read the log directly on the terminal what is happening. I don't need to go into directory, open the file, but in case sometimes you need to inspect it further, you can do it going here, and then you can verify it. Now it also showcases you the files. These are basically the running instances. It has loaded these files. These files are loaded, that is why you are seeing your AR server is working. So you can see here it is giving you the entire directory of AR server, how the structure is, how it is defined. It gives you that complete directory structure of your AR server. Now similarly, if I go to other components, for example, if I go to this ITSM plugin, here also I'll be able to see the log. So this is mostly the mid-tier log, but this is something where you can access your ITSM logs. Here also it will give you the plugin logs. For example, if you want to access them, where these plugins logs are stored, where the other components are there, you will be able to see them. So overall, if you want to access your if as an admin or as a developer you need to access these components, this is the place where you can directly go. Now in case you want to basically test or run any of these components, there's a URL here given. If you say this mid-tier, if you click on this, it will open up your mid-tier. For example, if I have clicked on this, it will open up it has directly logged me in because I was already logged in. So otherwise it will ask you for credentials and then you can access. So this is my mid-tier component. I can access it from here. See, I can access my all the components which have been installed on this machine. So then this is how I can use my Docker setup, how I can use it, how I can basically access my files, how I can check what URLs, what ports my system is running. That is something given here as well. Now if I go to images as well, for example, if I go to my mid-tier image, it will also give me the information is same. Why? Because this is the image which was loaded in the container, and it is running as a container for people to access it. So that is the current instance. This is basically your image from which that particular container was loaded or created. I would say not loaded, created. So that container gives you the running instance, and this particular section or this particular images will give you the files of that particular server. Now you can use this to debug in case you want to access any, let's say for example you want to debug the CMDB plugin. You can go here, you can go to view container usage, view package GVC. Now if there is a log, it will showcase you. If there is no log, it will not showcase you any. So you can say view container usage. You can also check what is the usage of this container. That is something you can also check here itself directly. You don't have to go here. So you can basically do an administration of your component. Sorry, let me remove this. So it will showcase everything. Now it will, here you can see how much space it is capturing, how much RAM it is using, what is the memory this component is using, and based on that you can use it. Now in case you have to restart any of the components, for example I need to restart my AR server, so I can directly go here and I will say restart. If I need to pause it, I need to stop it, I can say pause. I can also say restart here, and this is something you can manage from here. Now overall these are the basic things for your Docker setup. Here if you go here, it gives you overall setup, how it is used, what is the memory usage. Overall it needs minimum of 12 gigs of RAM to run. If you say whenever you are starting it, you need minimum 12 gigs of RAM for this Docker to run on your local machine. And if it is on the server, you have a Kubernetes, then this depends on what configuration is set up in your development or production environment. But overall the concept is same. If you want to now, let's say I need to restart I need to restart my Remedy server, so I don't have to go here and individually stop it, start it. So I can do it directly from the sandbox, because this is basically if you click this button, it will basically minimize this. The reason is that this particular, all the components fall under this sandbox. So sandbox was created as a compose stack which includes all these components. Now if I stop this, it will stop all of them. And if I say restart, it will restart all of these components in one go. Okay, so this is how basically your Docker setup is set up. You can access your DB, you can access your application, everything in one place. So here if you want to, let's say, access, so here in my case it is Postgres as a DB. So if I go here, if I say view details, see this is my DB log, so I can access my DB log from here. Now in case I need to go to the files, I can go here itself I can be able to access it. Okay, so this is it from my side for Docker setup. It was just a short video where I explained you how to use Docker setup, how to use if you need further information, you need more training on this, you can contact me, you can send us an email, definitely we'll get back to you. Plus we also have we have recorded sessions for Innovation Studio, CMDB. We have multiple recorded sessions which gives you clear training, which gives you clear step-by-step process of how to learn that tool. For example, we have for CMDB, we have ADDM, we have BMC Remedy, we have Innovation Studio. And then if in case there is any other requirement where you need a custom training, we will definitely be able to provide you that. You need to contact us. The link is the information is given in the description. You can contact us and then we will be able to provide you that. Okay, thanks for watching my videos. Thank you.